welcome to Synthaholic Games. I'm David, and with me,
I'm the Borderlands.
you're at the Borderlands. The Borderlands.
David, we've gathered a cacophony of video game news.
Sort of.
We could talk about this for days.
Minutes, even.
Minutes, even. Oh, man.
It's true.
So, David, what do we got, man?
It's a day that ends in Y. WHY.
Oh.
Because why, oh why, oh why are we still having Unreal Engine 5 problem? So
because Unreal Engine is not good. Well, it's good, but it's not good.
Well, okay, so Borderlands 4 just launched, and apparently it's making people with 5090s cry. Like, I saw just scrolling through Facebook earlier today that someone's like, I can run Battlefield 6 on like max settings with my 5090, and I can't even run Borderlands 4 on low settings with my 5090. Like, it is just insane, the level of unoptimization. So like, there's been a lot of news and stuff coming out about this, because like every single time an Unreal Engine games come out, it's an unoptimized mess. I can think of 3 games that are not made by Epic that have Unreal Engine 5 that are decently optimized games. Satisfactory actually is pretty good optimized. It actually runs better in Unreal 5.
Until it doesn't. It runs well until it doesn't.
Well, I mean,
that's not the. I don't know if that's so much that. Well, I mean, it definitely is Engine's fault, but like, there's a reason why that game becomes, frame by frame.
The more stuff you build, the harder the game becomes to run. But the game does run. I mean, it was a massive improvement between Unreal Engine 4 and Unreal Engine 5, and so even since like the last pre 1.0 update to the 1.0 update, they did so much optimization. The game works extremely well now. It saves so much faster than it used to. They definitely did a lot to optimize it. We've got Split Fiction, which is a well-optimized Unreal Engine 5 game. And then we've got Clair Obscur, which some people say isn't well-optimized. I mean, I didn't run into any problems personally with it, but they said, like, but people said like it could have been optimized better, which, I mean, sure.
Literally every game no game is ever perfect when it comes out. There is a release date that people have to hit, unless you're a solo indie dev that can work on a game for 15 minutes, like Stardew Valley. These are giant studios. A game has to come out at some point, and we're already taking like 7 years in between games in the first place. So it's like you got to do it at some point.
So whose fault is it, Brian? Is it Epic's fault? Is Unreal Engine 5 just a giant piece of garbage? Is it the devs' fault? Do the devs not know how to make games anymore? Or, which I'm not hearing anything about, which I really think maybe should be the main culprit,
Randy
possibly?
Pitchford.
No, NVIDIA.
Oh.
DLSS, AI garbage. Is all of this to blame for everything running so poorly? Everyone, like, all the developers using this stuff as a crutch.
I think it's probably a bit of everything.
Even Epic, like it's just, there's so many points of failure now with all of this AI upscaling garbage happening, where we're not getting like native rastered performance anymore.
I think it's probably Nvidia's, probably partly Nvidia, probably partly Epic's engine, partly the heads of the studios saying the game needs to be done now. It needs to be done 3 years ago now, rather than optimizing the game to make it run better. I never would place blame first on developers. I think developers are probably generally pretty talented. If you can work at a studio like this, you're probably pretty talented, because this is one of the bigger studios that are around. So I'm assuming it's just a time thing and a money thing. That's really what it is, on top of AI and
I just want to know how this game was play tested if it barely works now.
Oh, I'm sure it went bad, and they just didn't care, because they're like, well, the game's done. Like, the game's feature complete. It's now we just need to like polish, and studios probably aren't allowed time to polish stuff, because they're like, well, the game's done. The investors know that the game's done. Get rid of it. Send it out. And then it goes out, and then this happens over and over and over again, and studios just don't learn, because it's just about money, and they don't care.
And it's a shame too, because reviewers are reviewing it higher than Borderlands 3, which was an abysmal game in my opinion. I was not a fan of Borderlands 3.
Yeah,
Borderlands
it seems
2
like the
was
game
amazing.
itself is better than Borderlands 3.
If
It's
it
probably one of
worked.
the stronger Borderlands games that have come out, but the problem is an optimized piece of garbage, and will they fix it, or will it be a Monster Hunter situation? Monster Hunter comes out earlier this year. We were all excited to play it, and then they just never fixed it.
Yeah, I mean, they still haven't fixed Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy was a frame
No.
rate roller coaster years ago, and it still
Yeah.
is recently. And my wife just recently finished playing it, and she also had the frame rate roller coaster issue that I had, and I believe you had as well, Brian.
Yeah. Of course I did. My computer's worse than both yours. So yeah, it's a shame. I can't I won't lie and say I was excited for this Borderlands game. I've kind of written off Borderlands. I've played
Well,
Borderlands 2, and now I'm still holding on to like hoping Borderlands 2 can happen again, and it just is not happening.
yeah,
Pre-sequel's bad. Tiny Tina's not the greatest. Borderlands 3 was terrible. Borderlands
yeah.
1 was still a tech demo that we brought up before, so
Borderlands,
it's just we're holding on to that Borderlands 2.
Borderlands the movie is like one of the worst abortions put the
I didn't watch that
screen.
though.
I don't know,
Yeah,
but by what everyone has said, it's one of the worst films ever made.
yeah. So there's people are just holding on to that Borderlands 2 love, and they just keep getting away with it. And I don't know. We're just prepare for another AAA game that comes out that's unoptimized from a studio that doesn't care. Like I'm sure Ghost of Yotai or whatever's coming out in a couple weeks from Sucker Punch. That's a studio that cares. That game's probably going to be well received. It's probably going to run well. So
Is that game on Unreal Engine though?
I don't know what it's on. I have no idea.
I thought Stellar Blade was on Unreal Engine 5, but I wouldn't looked it up. Stellar Blade is actually Unreal Engine 4.
Mhm.
And Stellar Blade runs really well. So I just don't understand.
But that's a studio that also cares though. I don't get the feeling that Borderlands developers or the studio itself, the heads of the studio care.
You don't get a feeling that Randy Pitchford himself cares.
See, they're not. Now you see what I'm saying. But it's like I don't feel like he cares. Like when you talk about an EA game or something, it's like I'm not going to assume they're going to care about what they're making. They're just after money. But if you talk about Hazelight from Split Fiction, it's like I know that guy cares about his games. It's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you once you know about these studios, you can kind of tell like where the game is going to land. Like when Monster Hunter came out, that's like a coin flip. The gods flipped the coin and they decided that that game wasn't going to do well because sometimes, they're good. But I don't know. Borderlands sucks. Don't get Borderlands. Don't support this kind of garbage. I don't care if it's a good game. Good games have to come out that people can actually play.
Yeah, they might. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. I might end up playing it because
I'm sorry for your loss.
My father-in-law gifted it to my wife so they could play it together. So I might get roped into buying the game and playing it with them. So my wife
and then none of you will be able to play. You'll just be you'll all just be crashing on the main menu.
We'll just be crashing the desktop for like an hour. Yeah, so
the first game session you guys have, it's just gonna be like troubleshooting for.
Yeah, I might be playing Crash the Desktop 4.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying I'm not going to buy the game. I don't really want to, but just to hang out with my wife more and my father-in-law, I might end up having to get it. So,
well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll play the Valhalla for you. But that's David. That's not even our worst news. Generally, we like to do these shows when we talk about video games. I don't know what I want to talk about good stuff. So we always try to end on like a good story or something that's positive because you and I, as we've said before, we love this industry. This is like our games are our passion. Like you and I can just rattle off studios and like the heads of some of these studios. We know it feels like we know some of these people. And we don't just play the games. We want to know how they're made, how it happened, the story behind it. So when we keep bringing up bad news like Nintendo here, it's like I don't want to. I don't want to do this, but it's like I want to. Yeah, we got to call out the garbage that keeps happening to try to help it to stop.
Yeah. So when Brian and I met, I had basically written off Nintendo. I did end up buying a Switch One just because I thought the idea of the Switch was kind of innovative. Because it was actually an idea I pitched in my game design school, just as like what a future console would be like.
Well, it was innovative.
I
It was. We can give that to Nintendo. They've always been innovative. That's fair.
But now they're taking down innovation by patenting the dumbest things possible to make it so that I don't think this is going to be an issue for AAA studios that already exist. I don't think Nintendo's going to sue them.
They have to.
But I think
you have in America, if you want to keep your patent, you have to. You have to keep your patent. You have to. So if people go against it, you have to fight for it. Otherwise, you lose your patent.
Well, I think they're gonna lose because I mean, like, these games.
I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Games with these mechanics existed before the patent, so that is just.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
That just seems unlawful. Like, just on its face. And the thing is, if Nintendo doesn't get challenged on this and this stays precedent, and other companies start doing this bullshit.
Go to patent wars.
Patent wars. I mean, we've already seen the Nemesis system patented, and nothing has come out. And the one game that was going to use the Nemesis system that was from WB has been canceled.
Yeah,
Wonder Woman. So why did you copyright something you're not even going to freaking use? Like, I just don't. Or patents.
I mean,
you're not going to
maybe this is a hot take, David, but I don't think any game mechanic should be patented in the first place.
No game
don't
mechanic,
think it should even be legal.
Mechanics. Yeah, game mechanics should not be patented.
It's like patenting like a book, like the way you use words in a book, like elves. If you use elves in a book, like elves, I'm sorry, I have that patent. You can't use elves in your book. It's
like patenting walking. It's like, oh, you can't walk. You're not allowed to do that. That's my patent.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. There's ridiculous. 2 patents specifically. One of them has to do with mounts, and another one has to do with summoning. The summoning one is very broad. The mounts is it is more pulled in towards like the way Nintendo uses it. But
according to this article, apparently it was the summoning was more for players throwing a ball to capture and deploy, as seen in Pokemon. Not as broad as summoning.
Oh, do I got
like
backwards?
Final Fantasy.
Maybe I got backwards.
Well, no. It seemed more broad, but this article specifically says there was an update, and shortly after the publication, they clarified the summoning was specifically to throwing a ball and capturing, like in Pokemon. So they're patented the Pokemon version, but still, like it is a bad.
Pal World really pissed them off.
Yeah, Pal World. That's the thing. That's why I said I don't think they're going to go after big companies with these patents. I think they're only going to step on the little guys. But the thing is, if other companies start trying to patent all of their game mechanics, this is going to make it really hard for any little studios to make games, because any other studio to make games.
I
think big studios will be able to have the balls to do it, and like maybe not get, maybe I don't know, but the little studios are for sure going to get stepped on. The indies are not going to be able to make games anymore if like they patent all this like minute stuff that's just like how a game basically works. Like using an analog stick to move a character, like they could. I'm sure Nintendo's dumb, or they're probably trying to get that done in Japan, probably.
Probably. Who knows what they're doing? Yeah, it just sucks. I don't think any video game mechanic should ever be patented. I don't think that should be legal to do.
Well, I mean, I think
Pal World had to make them mad, especially with how well Pal World sold. Nintendo saw that and they're like, "What? That could have been our sales." But it's like, I don't think that was never part. I think Pal World just made a better game than what Game Freak makes. You and I haven't played a Pokemon game in many years, really, and that's because they're not good, and we wanted something that innovates on the idea of what a Pokemon game can be. Here comes Pal World.
Pal World was that, and Nintendo.
Pal World's not exactly my perfect Pokemon game, but it's definitely a step in a direction where it's like, oh, we can innovate on this. What the heck? I didn't know that was possible.
It's a step in the right direction for sure. I enjoyed Pal World while we played it for a little while. I mean, it's super early access when we played it, so we haven't played it really since. But it was fun. I enjoyed it.
It's still a popular game. There's been a lot of updates since. They've added a lot of stuff to it since since we've played.
They've also had to censor parts of it, or like not censor, but I mean like fix the parts Nintendo's been suing them about because
Yeah,
Nintendo's still got multiple lawsuits against them in Japan. It's just a shame to see like Nintendo just being such a terrible company. Like the Switch 2 was overpriced for what it is, and the games are overpriced for what they are, and I just I just really wanted to
they
die.
own everybody's childhood.
Yeah, well, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, which leads.
I haven't cared in a long time. So I was very skeptical of Nintendo from the day Brian met me, and
Yeah, that's true.
Now Brian
That's true.
is finally on my side.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't. You weren't as aggressive as we are now.
I mean, I was relatively aggressive. I was always very
Not like it's where like this sucks. Like you still bought a Switch.
I did, but there's some. But I mean,
But
now
now
I don't.
now we're just like Switch 2 is not even on the table. That's not an option.
Yeah, I do not want that.
I do not want to support Nintendo at all. They're worse than they're definitely of the big three. They're definitely the worst, and that's not to say that that's a high bar to cross. But out of the three of them, they've all done crappy stuff. I think Nintendo's probably done the most damage.
They've done. Oh, that's a really tough call.
Sony's probably the best one.
Sony's probably the best, but that's still not a high bar. But I mean, I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
how much damage has been done to the gaming industry by Microsoft by all the acquiring all these companies? I think technically Microsoft has done the most damage.
Really? You think?
Oh, it's a toss up between Microsoft and Embracer. Because they've both gobbled up a ton of companies and then just done nothing with the IP. Nintendo hasn't done that. They're just setting terrible precedents for other game companies in the future, and they're just a crappy company. Like they're not a big enough part of the gaming industry because they're so niche, so they're not breaking as much as Microsoft and Embracer do because those are third party. We're talking about companies that release third party games on multiple systems: PC, Xbox, PlayStation. Whereas Nintendo just releases on their own platform. So they're, in my mind, they're small. They're a smaller entity and are hurting gaming less. I mean, it's close, but I mean, like Microsoft has hurt a lot of companies, and so is Embracer, and a lot of IP.
Yeah, definitely a lot of IP. David, I have a thought. I have a call to action. David.
Call me
in the comments below. If you want David and I to make a video that deep dives into these companies and put them together and show and give you reasons and with examples of why they're bad, let us know if you want us to do something like that. Because I really do believe that you and I have a very extensive, deep knowledge of the gaming industry that I don't think literally 99% of people have. I really believe that. I think we really do know a lot. So we can give you examples, like specifics on what these companies have done that have made gaming worse to show you like, hey, this is the direction we're heading in. Can we stop, please? Let us know. Yeah, we could do that. It would take a while to do, though. We're busy people, but we could do it.
to compile all the facts. Yeah, absolutely. That'd be fun. Yeah. And we could show what we.
I've never seen anybody do a video like that before, and maybe we could be like people can like reference us and be like, hey, these guys know the industry, and then we can get pulled into talking to the Microsoft owner. And we won't know. Like this is totally off track, but you ever see like those interviews where somebody will meet with like Tim Apple or Tim Cook or whatever the heck his name is, and they ask him like softball questions because they don't want to. They either know
what's the next iPhone. Oh, it's
Apple either knows that they're gonna get asked safe questions, or the person just doesn't have the balls to ask those questions because they don't want to like burn a bridge. I got nothing to lose. I don't care about money. So it's like if I ever got to interview these people, Bart, I'd ask the hardest questions possible, and I want it live. I don't want it recorded. I want it live.
We're doing it live.
Yeah, so then they can just deny everything or whatever. Oh man, that'd be great. That'd be a dream.
That'd be pretty
Anyway,
fun.
totally off topic. Why don't we move on to our next Nintendo news? Like, David, can I talk about it?
our next Nintendo trash. Yes, Brian. Please tell us what other trashy thing Nintendo's doing.
So many years ago, if you made a DLC, the game would be out and be an expansion to the game you've already been playing, because maybe you finished the game and the game did well enough where you would get downloadable content or an expansion to continue playing that game because the game did so well. You wanted more of the game was fun, whatever the cases may be. For Nintendo's sake, they are announcing a DLC for Pokemon ZA, a game that is not out yet. So you can now pre-order your DLC for a game that you have to pre-order because it's not out yet. Can you imagine if that happened 10 years ago? The studio would just get shut down. People would just spend like this. It was way different, 15 years ago when people actually had, I don't want to say standards, but like gaming was different back then.
Well, I mean, whenever I remember when PS3 came out and there was like on disc DLC, like it was already there. And you had to pay extra to access what was already on the disc. Like it was such a huge controversy, and I feel like we've let that go. And now we have
it's the same thing happened with not Rocksteady, Turtle Rock Games or whatever the heck they made Evolve that came out in 2016. That game launched with microtransaction DLCs for different characters or your costumes or whatever, and that game got pretty much chastised and it shut down within like 6 months because so many people were mad with what they did. And now that is common space. That happens with most AAA games. It happens with all of them. The game launches and it has consumables. It has your microtransaction shop. They all do it, and now it's just like taken as that's how these types of games work now. Evolve was just the first.
I mean, just look at Monster Hunter Wilds and Dragon's Dogma 2, all these like knick-knacky like basic items. Here, pay us real money for these like basic items.
Yeah, and Dragon's Dogma 2 got dogged on for doing that, but the game was still, people just kind of ignored that and were like, oh, still a good game, go play it or whatever. It's like Evolve was also a good game. There's still a dedicated community that plays it. I know, I play it every once in a while. And the studio just shut down. The whole studio just shut down because of them making that decision. That was it, even though the game was good. And now Dragon's Dogma, a couple of years later, it just does it, and people are like, oh yeah, it's annoying or whatever, just don't buy the consumable or whatever. But people do, obviously, otherwise studios wouldn't do it. So just sucks. So
well,
go ahead.
I just didn't buy Dragon's Dogma 2 or Monster Hunter Wilds.
I didn't either. I played Dragon Dogma 1 in preparation for Dragon Dogma 2, and I never got the second one because I just couldn't deal with I couldn't deal with it.
Can't support their BS. Also, Dragon's Dogma
So
had some performance issues as well.
In closing for this Pokemon segment that's been way beyond Pokemon, I will stand with my statement that I always have for Pokemon players. Pokemon fans respect Pokemon more than they respect themselves. Thank you, David.
It's a true statement. It's a true statement. I salute it.
I don't understand why they're like. I know we can go on for hours about. I just don't understand how like the Pokemon show, the anime, it's pretty well received. It's a decent show. It's high quality. The ones that are on Netflix, it's all high quality stuff. The trading card game, high quality art, high quality game. People like getting it. Oh, how come the merch, the t-shirts, the sales, the plushies, all that stuff, high quality stuff. People love it. And then these games are just trash. Why? Why are they bad? I don't understand. Because I don't care that 40 people work at Game Freak. Anyway,
because
we gotta move on.
Game Freak have a gun to their head to make Pokemon stuff, and so they're making the minimum viable product because they have a gun to their head to make Pokemon. They've been making Pokemon most of my life, and they're probably tired of it.
Yeah, and they're as of filming this, there was a Nintendo Direct 2 days ago or yesterday. I watched it. They showed a Pokemon trailer for this like ZA DLC game that's coming out. In the first 5 seconds, there's like frame drop in the non-loaded textures in the trailer. Like they show a city and the city just has like that like not loaded texture look to it. I'm like, how are we still? Is this still going to be a problem again?
Behold the power of the Switch 2.
Yeah, with our power of the Switch 2, the textures will not load until you are close to them.
Yep.
And then when they load, they are still like low quality, like copy and pasted windows in the whole build. Oh, anyway, we gotta stop. We got
And this is a premium experience that we're charging $80 for.
exactly.
Probably.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
they
I don't
did
know how
that.
much it is, but I would imagine that's probably true. More to come on that asterisk. So, David, take us into our last little good news again, and then
Our
I can talk about
one
it.
little bit of good news at the end of the day. It's not really. It's kind of good news. Silksong is out, and people are having a really bad time.
Yeah. So, I'm notorious Hollow Knight fan. I have been since Hollow Knight pretty much came out. I've played the game multiple times. I've played it on PlayStation 4. I've played it on PC. I love Hollow Knight. So I've been one of those people that, oh man, Silksong's killing me. So I've been waiting years for. I get choked up talking about Silksong since it's out. But I've been waiting for Silksong comes out. I understood and expected, and I knew what the game was about. Now, what was funny to me is that so much hype got behind the game that people just bought Silksong not knowing really much about Hollow Knight. And in real life, I know people who have bought Silksong just because they get caught up in the hype. People have been talking about it for years. It's like a meme how big this game is.
Yeah,
And they play it, and it's hard.
they rage quit.
Yeah. So I just thought that was kind of funny that people are buying Silksong not knowing what Silksong is, and then you get it and you're like, wait, this is harder than a Dark Souls game.
Yeah, that's always just like baffled me. Like people jumping on the hype train for something and not knowing anything about it. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a very high quality game though, for sure.
with Clair Obscur, that makes sense because it was the first game from that studio. So they, whatever hype around that was, good and interesting, and it was something new. It was like a twist on Final Fantasy.
Exactly.
But
So
I
yeah,
mean, that's what you only thing you had to compare it to. But at least with Silksong, I mean, like play the first game. Get it on
at
sale, like
at
like
least play the first one.
or, like know what you're getting. How do you not know? It's an old game at this point. Like I don't know. It's just so weird. People are just so uninformed. I just can't imagine being so uninformed.
I mean, you get caught up in the hype sometimes. It happens. I do too. You'll see something before it comes out and get excited for it, and then it comes out and you're like, it's not as good as I thought it. It happens. It's okay.
It does.
But definitely for Silksong, it's definitely a very extreme where it's like, oh wow, like I didn't know that like I'm dying. I didn't know that it was like this type of game.
This is
Where I
ball
had
bustingly hard.
yeah,
Why?
exactly. So yeah, that's our news.
That's our games. Synthaholic Games for this week.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all for tuning in and do all the Facebooky or not the Facebook, the YouTubey things. You like, subscribe, follow, ring the bell, all that fun stuff. And we'll catch you next time on the ye old Synthaholic Game.
Goodbye. Bye bye. Goodbye.